I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Happy Thursday. One day into the weekend, Mother's Day weekend. Virginia's heading to Orlando to go to Disney with the fam. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yes, I will report back and let you know what's up.
Okay.
How much money did that mouse take from me?
Oh, it's going to be a lot.
It's going to be a lot.
It'll find some ways, always. You got big plans this weekend, Jay Bird?
I'm not sure what's going on yet, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
It's your birthday and it's a free weekend. We don't have any KVJ events. You're just a lone wolf out there ready to howl.
You are right about that.
You don't have to work or be responsible.
Mm-hmm.
You think I should make some birthday mistakes? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, I think you should get it wet.
Yeah.
I think I'm due for a mistake.
Yes.
I mean, there is a certain thing about, a guy needs, extra attention. It's his birthday. You can't let a guy go his whole birthday weekend with no attention.
Virginia, my pimp.
I know, right? Putting you out there. Just if people didn't know.
You can't have a dry weekend.
But I really don't. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Do you know what you're doing?
No, it's all kind of pending. We've got usually sports are reserved for or weekends are reserved for sports for Cannon, but he likely has a broken finger, so I don't know. He might be sidelined.
What happened? Gambling too hard?
Yes, he really wanted to get that bet in last second. No, he was. They're doing spring football, and the pocket collapsed on him. He's a quarterback, and he threw the ball, and line got pushed into him, and he smacked his finger. His thumb got caught up.
That's what happened to Drew Brees.
Yeah,
Drew Brees had a messed up thumb for half a season.
Yeah, it happens to quarterbacks. So he he went back out. I saw him holding on to his thumb because we were actually there when it happened, so I got to see how it went down. And his next pass just went spinning right out of his hand. I was like, uh-oh. The coach is like, you need to go sit. And now it's purple and big old fat and all that stuff.
How are coaches these days? Because back in the day, you might hear, all right, pussy, get back up. Is it not like that anymore?
No, I mean, it is. He's got a younger coach, spirited. You'll hear profanity and, getting in people's faces and jawing at them and all that kind of stuff. You'd be like, you're not good enough to play this position. You better, so they call him out a good bit.
Damn.
It depends upon, probably the coach and the style. But yeah, on Cannon's high school team, they get in your face.
I had some coaches that were not at all yellers, and they were pretty cool. I mean, they'd get stern, and then you had some other son of a bitches that would get in your face, throw a ball off your hip, call you a pussy.
That happened to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had two coaches that were like that.
I'm not a big fan of the physical contact, but
I think that kind
From the coach, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that either.
I don't mind the hard coaching and the yelling at and all that stuff because that's just kind of how they do it and how they motivate. So that doesn't bother me, but I know a lot of coaches I don't think do that. Like I'm pretty in tune to Ohio State, and that's a college team, and I don't think their coaches really yell like that.
It was always
they don't play that game.
Always the worst to get yelled at in front of a bunch of people by the coach because usually you were getting called a pussy, and it was in front of a lot of people.
Right.
And then he threw a ball off your hip.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That to me is like a lawsuit.
I think the whole town would kick my ass. We're going for a championship, damn it.
Right. That's it. So yeah, my weekend, I don't know, might have freed up. We'll see what his X-ray says today. I think he's getting one done. Got a lot of nice emails here. Alex said, longtime listener, just wanted to share some of the best memories I have with KVJ after celebrating your 25th anniversary the other day. Not in particular order, but Jason misquotes, sorry, I missed these. Had me belly laughing. Probably one of my favorite bits. I remember Virginia and Andrea paying off a punishment in Miami in the boss's office.
Oh.
What do you guys do?
I think, was that the nude photo shoot they had to do?
Was it?
You guys didn't do nude.
We made Andrea get naked?
No way.
I remember that was one bit we'd done a long time ago. You had to go in the boss's office, and it wasn't like you're showing straight up beef shots.
I mean, I don't care if I'll do it, but I mean, we asked Andrea to do that.
That's the only thing I think of that we did.
I can't.
Boss wise.
Yeah, we were trying to get all queued up there.
I guess.
I wonder if there's pictures that exist of said bit. I'm sure there had to be some sort of proof.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And maybe I'm just making that all up. Maybe that's just in my own mind.
No, I remember them doing something in the bot, but getting naked, I don't know about.
I can't think of what else they would have done.
Was it Rob's office or Tom's office?
I don't know.
Probably Tom's.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
not as scary.
Yeah.
The big boss, that's the scary one. You don't want to go in the big boss's office naked.
We used to do that though back a while. We'd go into the big boss's office and do. I remember I did at our old station a while. I know for a fact I went into John Hunt's office and sat in his chair, butt ass naked, and then I think I did the Burt Reynolds on the table.
Think so, yeah.
That I know happened.
We were young and dumb.
Yeah. He said, and everything and anything with Ann and his mom Kay, the alarm prank, Denny's and Ann audio, circus rats, ants on the donuts, even though that wasn't a prank.
Yeah, the wigwam.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. And Amanda said, I was possibly the first makeup or breakup on your show. You guys weren't on the air very long before I had a crisis in my marriage. My 3-year-old son at the time opened my husband's AOL email, and he clicked the mailbox because he was a huge Blues Clues fan and was familiar to him. And he found a long string of texts back and forth, too. And there's an 18-year-old in another state. Meanwhile, he was 30.
Whoa.
You guys aired the story and gave me and my eldest child 3 tickets to Disney World. It was a wonderful escape from our reality, and you guys have earned a lifetime listener, even though we're here in Nashville in Tennessee. Thank you all for the laughs over the years.
Wow.
That was nice of us to send them to Disney to take their mind off the pig she married.
It's nice. Remember
If
we
you
used to get
find-
Disney tickets?
If you find out your man is cheating with an 18-year-old, that just has to be a different level of hurt.
Yeah.
I think on either level, if you're a
Yeah.
man and you find out you're.
Your woman's hitting it with the 18-year-old. Mm-hmm. It's tough.
Yeah. That would be soul crushing.
Well, you automatically just think, oh my gosh, my cock isn't rad like it used to be. I think those are the thoughts.
don't want that.
Nobody's cock is rad like it used to be.
That is true.
Yeah, he usually don't age well.
The dick and balls are not getting better. They're not a fine wine.
They don't take aging well.
Especially them balls, man. Got it done really played a curse on us for giving us just the oldest looking body part.
They were old when you were young.
Yeah, you're right. Even an infant looks like he's got an old cock.
I haven't seen your balls in a minute, but I bet they're horrendously aging.
Balls age way poorer than the dong.
Prove it?
Got Jeremy who asked, will you guys be coming to Broward for a live show soon? I don't know if I would say soon, but it's definitely something that we'd like to do, and we're trying to finalize some details to do a live show in June, likely going to be in Boca.
Which is really close.
Yeah.
To Broward, a lot closer than some of the stuff we've done recently. So Boca possibly coming in hot.
Yeah, hopefully. And we're trying to, in fact, I was on a corporate call yesterday just trying to figure out what our requirements are to be able to do some of these live shows so we can kind of get over that hurdle and start booking a bunch of them because we'd like to do at least 4 a year if we can.
How'd that call go?
It was good. It was insightful. It was all the stuff that we need to hear. But,
Good.
Yeah. So I think hopefully that will help out. There was one of our shows in Minneapolis that just did a show, and so they let us know how they were able to get around the requirements of the company.
Same corporation, but they had the same insurance issues that we've been running into, and they figured it out. So we need to do what they did.
Yeah, it's a thing now. One, I think they just have some venues that are a little bit bigger, and they're more corporate. They had a Fillmore, and so those are more at a corporate level, and they carry higher levels of insurance.
Well, we have a Kravis Center.
Yeah, and I don't know what their insurance Mark is, but that's it. So yeah, I mean they did find a place that that had the insurance level. So yeah, we just got to maybe find the venues that do, and after we know that they do, then we'll know where to go. So hopefully soon. Jeremy also said, hey, Kev, next time you're in Fort Lauderdale, check out Asbury Ale House. It's basically an upscale sports bar. Absolutely. That kind of place calls my name, and I've actually been there already. And it's very nice. In fact, it's in Caitlin's old building. She used to live in, I think it's called Social or something like Society, maybe. That's right there by the wharf.
Okay, all very cool names.
Social Society.
Social, by the wharf.
Cooler than you.
It's right next to the Pura Vida.
Way expensive. Where the Pura Vida, where you need $20 for a smoothie.
It just sounds so in an area I'm not allowed to go to because it's all so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's so trendy. Yeah.
I noticed she wasn't there long.
She was there a year, but yeah, I mean, she's if you don't know, she's a nanny now, so half of her year is spent at work, and she stays at the house where she works, and so she was paying 6 months worth of rent for a place that she wasn't in.
Yeah, I fully endorse moving my stuff back in with parents at that point.
Yeah, she's living with Grandpa. Grandpa had a place. She's right across from Key Limehouse.
Save your money,
there in
girl.
Lantana. Yeah, it's really nice. Right on the water. She walks right out. It's got a little balcony there overlooking water.
And they get along good?
Yeah, they're cool. And, he's off. This guy still cats around. She's like, he's never home.
He is an old school mountain lion.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
He's like, not just a cat. He's a legendary cat.
She don't know who he's hooking up with or where he's going, but she's like, he is never home.
Is he in his 60s or 70s?
70s.
70s.
And he's still he's living like he's 22.
Is that all natural? Is he naturally horned up?
I had Mexican relatives that were the same way. I think it's in their blood.
Yeah, I always, because there's a few relatives that I have up in Rhode Island, and they always say it was natural. They were horny people.
Yeah.
So I think some people just go to the urn.
Testosterone, baby. It's a powerful thing.
Yeah. At 75, he probably gets more tail in a year than I have my entire life.
And he's working in a new roster every season.
It's unbelievable.
It's beautiful. Good for him.
He needs to be studied by science and nature.
You need to get laid for my birthday as well.
Okay. Work on that. Some science news here. Virginia's so worried about getting some kind of brain tumor from talking on her cell phone up to her head. But Engineer Keith's here to break it down a bit. He said, just so you know, cancer is what happens when the structure of your DNA is broken in such a way that it no longer codes for good things to happen in your body, and instead it causes bad stuff. Okay. He said radiation is a particle that flies around the universe. And the word radiation does kind of scare us because we weren't taught much about it in school, but technically every light source qualifies as radiation.
Oh, God.
Because it's photons moving through space. But
photons?
It's not a big deal. He said, picture a bowling ball and picture the pins. Now, let's say you didn't use the bowling ball and instead used a ping pong ball and you tried to knock down 10 pins with that. Not going to happen, and you're not scared about it. That's basically what a majority of radiation is. But charged radiation, like from an X-ray scanner, that's why they put that big old, drape on you, because that is the stuff that can get in there and start wrecking shop a bit. He said that's why you wear that lead cape when you get X-rays on your teeth or your bones.
Am I the bowling ball or am I the...
Radiation would be the bowling ball, you'd be the pins.
I'm the pins.
Yep.
Am I the ping pong ball?
No, that's the radiation too.
Oh, okay.
That's the light radiation. So there are different kinds of radiation: light radiation, neutron radiation, and alpha radiation.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. I knew you were going to ask that question too much, but that's the
trying.
The part I tried to hold out for you.
We don't talk about neutrons. We talk about croutons. Go on.
That's right, neutrons and croutons. And we were talking the other day too about how they're working on fusion. Clean, renewable energy, but I was just like, I don't know, man. It just feels like we're getting into stuff that I saw in Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock, and he was going to use that fusion for bad, and it was a little scary. And Karen said, yes, Kevin, your instincts are correct. Fusion is bad. Oh,
whoa.
What? She said fusion creates energy by destroying atoms, and when an atom is destroyed, an enormous amount of energy is released from it. Fusion harnesses that energy so we can use it, but the atom can never be put back together. When the universe was created, the large amount of energy that went into creating each atom, and fusion releases that energy forever. It's an undoing of creation with fusion. They call it limitless energy because there's obviously a lot of atoms in existence, but really it's not limitless. There's only so much matter we have access to on Earth. So yeah, it's a short-term solution in the grand scheme of things. Huh. Okay. But that seems to be what we're pursuing is power through fusion. Is it really a good thing?
I was figuring out prutons.
Prutons?
Prunes and croutons came together and had a baby.
Prune-flavored croutons.
Croutons. That's so gross.
It would make you very regular.
Oh, my grandma was all about that. Beulah. Oh, she always had prunes.
Would she ask you about your movements?
Every day.
My grandma.
She would chart them.
My
Yeah.
grandma was like that too.
Well, see, they had trouble shitting, and they knew how rough it was, and so they just didn't want you to go through what they were going through.
But I was fine. I've always been regular. It was good. If I had not pooped before 1 p.m., I'd have to sit down and eat a big-ass bowl of prunes, and they were so gross.
Well, you at least saw your grandma all the time. My grandma lived in Pennsylvania, so we didn't see her often. So when she would come down and ask me about, your BMs, you go, what the fuck
come
is
about
this
me a
about,
BM.
Grandma?
All into him, yeah. I mean, it felt like I don't know you like that. I knew your grandma, but
She was OG into ass stuff.
She just was, I felt a lot out of pocket.
right. Question here from Amber. She said, "Hey Kev, I know you'd mentioned that your son Cannon rides the Brightline for school. How is the commuter change going to affect you/Cannon?" Starting June 1st, if you hadn't heard, those individual ride fare tickets, they're going to be raising the price from $399 for $40 to $1,400. It's basically more than tripling the cost. So if it cost you $10 before, it's going to cost you $35 now. And yeah, it's a big difference. So yeah, we're going to figure something else out. They're talking about maybe doing more of an express with Tri-Rail, and that might be it. His sister Caitlin used to take, because she went to high school in Boca too, and she would do the Tri-Rail.
Look, these kids can get on the Tri-Rail.
Yeah. So that's likely what it would be. We'd have to figure that. But then you got to adjust times and all that. So yeah, that might affect it. And she said also, aren't you or weren't you a sponsor, endorser? Yes, that's what it was called, with them, where you do their commercials. Yeah, I was. They don't do it anymore. And look, that's kind of the thing about being an endorser is you got to believe in the product. And look, Brightline is gorgeous. And I was endorsing Brightline in the days where, they're like, hey, stay and live one place, work in another, all that kind of stuff.
Tickets were $11,
right.
and it was really a good deal, and it was fun.
Look, I'll tell you, it's gorgeous. The trains are clean. They're nice. They're awesome. The desks are fantastic. They have the Wi-Fi on it. Is a really good experience. The bars that they have there are absolutely great. Everything that I ever said about Brightline is fantastic. But look, I know they're a business and they were losing tons of money. And now it seems like they're just going to really be a commuter line to get people to Orlando and back. And yeah, I'm bummed out by that. I think if there's anything, I felt like it was kind of a duping where they did sell that and they built those apartment complexes right next to the train stations. And it's like, okay, why did we do that? You were trying to say that people could live and work anywhere. And that felt like that was a lie. And, they've got the track subsidized by taxpayer dollars and things like that. And so, yeah, I got a few feelings about that. But I think the train itself is awesome. I just think that it's priced out of a majority of people's regular budgets.
It was first class.
Yeah.
And when you rolled up, you were like, oh, damn, this is nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was first class without the first class price. Now it's just going to be first class with a first class price. And if you want a deal, your ass needs to go to the Tri-Rail.
So it feels like a bright lie.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not endorsing it at the moment. And if I were to again, I'd have to get over my feels right now. It's not a good time for me. I'm not in that headspace.
Look, there's sometimes things do change.
Yes.
There's a place I used to endorse, and it's not butt chicken and seafood. I don't want people to think that, but it's It's a place I used to really believe in a long time ago, and I can't stand them now. They changed, I didn't, and I wouldn't endorse them now.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can happen too.
It totally does.
It does. And the way it was set up and the cost that it was and everything else, I firmly endorsed Brightline and loved it and believed every single word I said. And like I said, right now, I'm not in that headspace. I got to see where they go with it. And it is what it is. But yeah, so that was then, this is now. So
if you got money, though, Brightline is nice, y'all. It is fancy.
I'm not knocking that. It is a great experience.
They did a beautiful first class. Spent all the pennies to make it nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we got KVJ Nationers that work on there.
Yeah,
always run into them, and they're always so nice. And look, all that is great. And there's so much of it that is positive, but I'm very sensitive about cost because I know. Look, I mean, I'm like everybody else, man. We're struggling. You know, it just seems like everything is getting so asininely expensive. I mean, to go to from $399 to $1,400, and I heard that move is basically they want to, like a dog with fleas, they want to shake the local commuters out. They don't want the people that are just cruising around. So that's why they're doing that. They're like, well, if you're dumb enough to pay this, then more power to you.
Yeah,
I think
it really is.
Yeah.
It's such a clear statement. Now that I'm back, removed a few days from it, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
They want the people that are regular like us on the Tri-Rail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't want us on the Brightline because I'm not paying $1,400.
No, that's insane.
Not when I got it for $399. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I guess we're just, hopefully Tri-Rail will be able to get itself that it's not too far behind what the Brightline experience is. We got a little spoiled on Brightline, not gonna lie.
We did. We loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan said, I want to say that Kevin is so right about riding a cow. I live in West Martin County with horses, and all the far neighbors have some type of livestock, and I've seen parents pick up their kid from school with horses and a small cow with a saddle on it. It was so cute.
I'm still getting messages about how that whole thing was rigged and you can't ride a cow, and
They don't know country people, man. You absolutely can.
you can.
Yeah, no doubt.
They don't know riggy people.
It was a controversial round, man.
Yeah.
People thought the fix was in with me. I'm like, I'm fucking innocent over here.
Hey, country folk, no, man. You ride cows. It's not a regular thing, but you can, especially at least kids.
It was rigged.
You just get some heat when you're on Riggy's team.
I know.
No matter, even if you're innocent, you just get heat.
I hear you. I'm defending everything that happened with that. You can not like the outcome, but
I hate the outcome.
it was legit.
It was rigged.
It was legit. Doug said, I heard Kevin and Jaber talking about baseball team having a cheap beer night. That would have been the Cleveland Indians, now the Guardians, June 4th, 1974. In their game against the Texas Rangers, they had 10-cent beer night. The game ended in a riot with fans attacking players in Cleveland having to forfeit the game.
That's the game. Yes. It wasn't the Brewers, but yes.
The good old days.
That's unbelievable.
It's such an insane story.
What do you expect? Michelle said you guys were talking about the pickle Dr. Pepper. I don't know if this would be much better, the Dr. Pepper Smurfberry flavor. Yeah, they do all kinds of cross-promoting stuff, and I'm sure it's just kind of a blueberry flavored.
To Virginia's point about blueberry sodas and stuff like that, they're not my favorite. They're very artificial tasting if it's got like a blueberry kind of a...
Yep.
I know people like that blueberry blast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm right there with you. But I will tell you, I normally drink the Sprite Zero. That's what soda I go with. And they only had the cherry Sprite Zero. It's not bad.
If
Not bad. I never had it. I only bought it out of necessity. I got to tell you, I'm like, all right, okay, I'm feeling this.
To me, when it comes to diet soda or that zero bullshit, Sprite Zero is one of the top. And then I think Diet Dr. Pepper.
It is. It's regarded as one of the best tasting for the diet beverages.
If you have to go down that road.
Yeah,
I
do.
I don't want to go.
Yeah.
The only problem, I love the way Dr. Pepper tastes, but man, you open up a can of Dr. Pepper, and that son of a bitch will turn lukewarm within 20 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a soda that doesn't keep its temperature. You got to have a tumbler.
I like it
Really?
with crushed ice.
Oh.
Dr. Pepper with crushed ice is great.
But it heats up quick without a tumbler.
You ever have something called Mr. Pibb?
Yes. Love Mr. Pibb.
That was my favorite soda as a kid.
Mr. Pibb I like better than
I did too.
Dr. Pepper, but
Yeah.
it's the same. They're cousins.
Yeah, and is it more of kind of like a, because I know when I used to get excited, we'd go see my grandparents in West Virginia, and when you kind of get into the hills and hollers, you'd see a lot more Mr. Pibb, and I used to get so excited. I thought it was elevated, but then I realized later on, I think maybe it was like a cheaper version of Dr.
Nothing
Pepper.
about West Virginia is elevated.
They usually
Except
when you're finding
mountains.
it, right? You usually don't go to West Virginia for the finer cuisines and all the nicer things.
But you're right, though. There is that slightly off soda that's like almost like the non-hotter sibling.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper's the hot.
Mountain Lightning.
Oh, that is just straight up generic, and that might be some of my favorite stuff. It's
So much so much sugar.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's too much sugar.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is.
Robert said, Jaybird, I was in the Dollar Tree and I saw this Carvent condiment tray, and I thought of you immediately.
Ooh.
You just slap that onto your vents there, and you could put dipping sauces in it so as you're driving down the road.
It's amazing.
He's gonna wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, and it won't be for my phone because I never look at my phone.
I take you
But
out.
it'll be from saucing.
Elena said, I heard you talking about how creepy the movie Tusk is, and I think I might have a creepier movie for you. It's called The Skin I Live In, and it stars Antonio Banderas. One night, a girl who plays Antonio's daughter is taken advantage of by a boy,
Oh boy.
and to get back at him, Antonio, over the years, keeps him and turns him into a girl that looks like his daughter and forces him to be with him.
Oh my gosh.
I
That is twisted, and I love it.
That is twisted.
Don't
movie
mess
is-
with my baby.
The movie is really insane and creepy.
Yeah,
The Skin I Live In.
that sounds like a pretty good mind fuck. You guys would not jive with Tusk.
What is that one about?
That's the one where they make the guy turns the other guy into a walrus.
What?
Why did he do it? What was his motivation? Because I like vindication because you hurt my baby. I'm into that. What was the Tusk crime?
The guy was he was a podcaster, and it's been a while since I'm gonna fuck it up. I watch it with Denny's and Jen because they go, Bird, you have to watch it just for the ending because I love weird fucked up twist endings.
Okay, yeah.
And I forget he's a podcaster and he's doing an interview with somebody, and I think the guy is just a psycho and kidnaps him, but there might be more to it. I think I'm definitely leaving out a good.
It can't be that old if it's about a podcasting Fruit Loop.
It's not. It's a Kevin Smith movie, and it's I think the last 10 or 12 years. You think it's 10 years, and you look back, it's like that movie's 20 years old. But yeah,
Okay.
it's good.
Okay.
Twist ending.
All right. Ann said, you guys were talking about having a gun pulled on you. When I was 18, I was dating a guy who was a drug dealer, but at the time I had no idea he did that. And we were on the way home one night from hanging out with friends, and I fell asleep in the car. And I wake up, and my boyfriend is doing a drug deal, and a guy pulled a gun out on both of us.
Oh, no.
That's how I found out. Yeah, I was terrified, and I broke up right after.
Good for you.
Whoa. That is nuts. It is just nuts.
You can put yourself in predicaments that, you need to step back from and go, okay, the company I keep is going to change.
Well, you're just playing Russian roulette when you
Right.
live that lifestyle. I mean, eventually it is going to go off on you.
Yeah, and then you're Denny's and you're getting pistol whipped at a barbecue.
Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
is such an insane scenario for Sweet Denny's.
You're taking somebody else's pistol whip from some other guy's sins. That's messed up.
Right.
I almost would rather get shot than pistol whip, I feel like.
I don't know about that.
I know, I'm being extreme with my words, but pistol whip just seems not very picnic-like.
Yeah.
It's not the barbecue way.
No.
And we were just talking about the people that just now, I don't know what's going on with people. And maybe this has happened for a while, but just your thought that you're going to get a gun to solve any kind of dispute that you have. You're talking about road rage and people just doing stuff, and just wanted to take a second to recognize, I don't know if you guys had heard the story that happened in Wellington in the Black Diamond neighborhood. There was a dispute over a basketball hoop.
I saw this.
Yeah, and the neighbor shot both the husband and the wife, and they have 4 young children. Just unbelievable, senseless tragedy. And they must have been involved with Western Communities Football League, the WCFL, because that's where Cannon plays his flag football, and they'd sent out an email. They got a GoFundMe going for them. Wellington's a great community like that, but it's just unbelievably devastating and so ridiculous and dumb. My gosh, it's about a basketball hoop.
Yeah.
And
That's
unreal
insane.
that you would think that a gun is okay. This is going to solve the problem that we're having here. This is going to set everything right. I'm going to go get a gun and everything's going to be great. Like, how does that even get into your mind?
Gosh, I hope they have family that are going to take those 4 kids.
Yeah,
That those kids don't end up in the system.
Well, I hope the best. I don't know all the details on that, but I do know that the Wellington community is like that. Their family and they're wrapping their arms around those 4 kids is just unbelievably senseless and ridiculous and so stupid. So, look, responsible gun owners, I'm all about, and it's great. But, man, these knuckleheads that got their hands on guns, it is crazy and it is scary. So, thank you for all the emails that you sent in here today. We got a fun little Friday coming up tomorrow. Very excited. I think we're going to have some good stuff going on here as we get into your Mother's Day weekend. So if you're ready to partay, this is going to be the place to be. Y'all have a great Thursday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.